Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am back we are gaming. We are space engineering it. And I'm excited. Today, my goal, maybe not today, but my goal for this episode is to get this ship finished. I'm pretty sure, yeah, if we just kind of bring it to a nice point up front and then make the top look stylish, this bad boy should be good to go. We're also sorely lacking thrusters, but we'll probably put those up on top. We can work those into the design, as well as maybe down along the bottom. But yeah, I'm gonna finish up the interior. I've been getting some sim speed drops, which are weird. Nothing like where the whole thing freezes, it just gets really slow, as you can see. Not too sure what's causing that. Could be the multitude of mods we have installed, but then yeah, it kind of picks up after a second. Nope. But yeah, let me get to building here, and we will go from there. All right, what do we think of that? This is on the bottom. I've sloped it down and then widened the slope. Oh, that looks horrendous right there. We'll need to fix that, but I've widened it, and then they'll be sunken a little bit. I'm mildly concerned about them hitting their own blocks, but also I'm pretty sure if they're aiming that low in the first place, they'd be hitting the other turrets anyways. So I don't know if it's a huge deal, but it is something that I'm mildly concerned about. Still gotta fill in this area. Oh, hey, look. The big pink monstrosity is finally gone. I know that fed us a lot of steel plates for our ship here, but it was a real eyesore. Trying to get good thumbnails without it, you know, showing up was a pain. So now we can set all of our builder repairs to weld only, or weld before grind. Ouch. Don't fly into turrets at full speed. Oh, Borg cube on sensors. Stay away. All right, well, I've been convinced. Can all thank Chad in the comments of last video. Oh, hold on. Well, yes, as you saw, rail cannon, but also I need to get all my stuff back. So yeah, I'm gonna do rail cannons on this. And if I find myself using long-range straight weapons, we'll, on our flagship, we'll look into integrating that spinal lance, the big, massive one. But how to integrate this? That's the question. I think by definition, this room, I won't be able to pressurize this front area. So I did put 2 doors in here for an airlock. But yeah, I also want to make sure it's still deep enough inside the ship that it's defended and armored up. Yeah, I think that's the position. All right. This is gonna be fun. But yeah, these are gonna be encased in heavy armor for sure. And actually, well, let's make sure they're firmly attached first, but then I'm gonna probably move conveyors through the wall itself so that there's no issues. But I might do some vanity conveyors, because they do look cool. So now we go bada bing, bada boom, bada boom, bada bing, bada boom. Great. And for some simple vanity ones, we'll go like that. Cool. Yeah, I'll call this up front railgun control area. Don't think it'll be pressurizable, as I already said earlier, but it'll still be heavily armored. That's actually gonna eat up my steel plates super quick. Let's queue up 1,000 heavy armor blocks. Yeah, look how many resources that is. That's downright impressive. One thing I realized is I also don't have an assembly or refinery on here, which I definitely want, so we'll need to find a good place to stick those. That might be the kind of block that we just bury. Oh, actually, up front here might not be terrible. Well, it would be in the line of line of danger, for sure. I don't know. Yeah, I think we'll not do that for now. Is there anywhere on this block that's pressurizable? Nah, I don't think so. It's kind of unfortunate, but what we'll probably do is 2x3 windows and like stack them so there's multiple layers. I know it's basically impossible, but I think I might have been able to make the railguns at least semi airtight, so I'm curious to see if the leak finder will show me if there's anything I can do to fix it. Yeah. So I think if I turn these into junctions, we might be airtight. Dude, we did it. I made it airtight. That's loud in here now. Dang it, the whole ship's airtight. Now the whole ship is loud. Alright then, I have airtight rail cannon control area. Yeah, I'm gonna turn build and repair audio down. Please hold. There we go. Much better. Can hear myself think now. Okay, well, all that's left to do is a control panel here for aesthetic purposes. What kind? I'm thinking maybe the standing bridge. Oh, maybe one of the bridge blocks. Those are cool. Oh, console? Yeah. These bad boys. I think we'll do one with the button. And then just set one of the buttons to fire the rail cannons. Cool. So yeah, I can come in here in a hurry and slam the second button and it'll fire my railguns. Just for curiosity's sake. Actually, let me, close up my doors real quick. Okay, yeah. So the whole thing needs to be conveyor junctions. I think I really hate it. But yeah, I don't know. It's fine. I would prefer it to look better than this, but it's also not the worst thing I've ever designed. So anyways, so yeah, that's the interior basically done. Why is this a T-junction? This needs just to be a regular. I do need it to be a light, but I need it to be just a regular light. Yeah, like that. There we go, much better. Yeah, it probably makes sense for me to tuck the assembler, refinery, and furnace in the hangar, like in the corners somewhere, out of the way. In fact, we could even recess it into the ceiling a little bit, because the ceiling is so thick. We'll get to that in a second here. We gotta make this front look better first. These all get their grids? Looks like it. Yeah, I want to be pretty sparing with these, because they are expensive boys. Is there heavy armor in the... There is. What an interesting world that I don't ever experience. Making heavy armor aesthetic. Aesthetically pleasing. Need to make sure the front stays open so that the window isn't useless. I mean, it is useless, but so that it's less useless. Before this gets totally buried or covered up, I put a jump drive in there. Some might say it's a bad idea to put a jump drive right underneath the guns, but to them I say, I'm not a very smart man. Let's make sure we queue up another jump drive. I'm actually probably gonna cancel this. Yeah, at least that section will be heavy armor, underneath at least. I also put an assembler up here, just kind of in the front of the nose, that's conveyed up. I also managed to get 2 speed modules on it, so I'm feeling pretty good about that one, but yeah, this is what happens when you don't plan your ships out in advance. All right, well, I entered a bit of a flow state and cranked it out. I'm still working out some of these angles. That one's obviously kind of goofy. Oh, and this, okay, maybe it's not quite done. There we go. That's much better. But yeah, I am pretty happy with this beast we've built. It's It's not very pretty. I won't point out one of the huge flaws because it drives me crazy, and I think it'd drive you guys crazy too. So we'll just pretend it's perfect. The thrusters did not get placed in good places. I kind of like these. They make it seem like, you know, broadside cannons. And there's also a lot of them so that a couple can get taken out and have no issues. Plus, we've got the ones in our thruster pods, so what we have is redundant thrusters, which is good. The bottom ones I forgot until I was like finishing up here, and I was like, oh crap, I need more thrusters than just the bottom one back there. So I added those 3 and then did these. I wanted to sink these down, our Gatlings up front, and but that made it so that these conveyors were revealed just because of the, yeah, they can't go deeper. So actually, they might be able to. Should we see? Yeah, but that cut into our heavy armor, which I'm okay keeping that. If these guys get sacrificed to protect the rail cannon, that's just fine with me. The only thing we're still missing, I believe, is refinery. We also don't have a lot of O2H2 tank storage, which isn't ideal either. We do have 1 generator here and a small tank there, so, you know, stuff will occur. We will get more hydrogen and oxygen, but it's not a lot. Yeah, here's a great place we could stick a tank just to have one. It does, you know, cut into our living space, which isn't ideal, but hey, nothing about this ship is really ideal, so I like it. Let's be clear. I think we've done pretty well, but yeah, there's a lot of things I'm kicking myself over now that we're basically done. We could also put a bunch in here along the ceiling. It might not be a bad idea because we did get plenty of normal thrusters, so we're not reliant on the hydrogen ones, but if we are relying on them at any point, I want them to be ready to go. We should also figure out our refinery. This is gonna look goofy, but hey, there's space for one now. You know, actually, that doesn't look terrible. We could put a cosmetic conveyor up here too, just to make it look a little nicer. Okay. So yeah, hydrogen tanks, we could probably use 2 more O2H2 generators, so I'll throw those on. But yeah, this ship shouldn't be making all of its resources. It should mostly be reliant on our base that we have here, and it'll come back and forth to the base to drop off spoils and also to refuel and stuff. Are we out of ice? I bet we're out of ice. We haven't gone. Oh no, we're not. Let's make sure we can transfer some though. Yeah, we can. Okay. Yep, those are blue, so that'll fill those up nicely. Oh yeah, we need to find a place to stick our shuttle. Oh, is this shuttle bigger than I thought it was? Holy cow. This thing is massive. Well then, let's see if this guy's worth it first. Because I remember I need to check to see if it can actually grab stuff. I believe there's warp core, camera, phaser array, torpedo. There's the drill, the salvager, spotlight and sensor. Ooh, almost ran into our solar array there. I gotta think, because in my playstyle, I will probably want to ensure that the enemy ship is disabled before I try and board it in any way. But maybe at some point I'll be feeling ambitious and having to put a connector on whatever I want to grab just isn't. I don't think that's going to be the move. Let's check my blueprints. I might have an actual tug vessel as opposed to the one I built right there. Okay, I think this little broader armed space tug sounds perfect. Let's see if we can't build a quick projector. Actually, wait, hold on. Let me make sure it's space worthy. Okay, it says ion thrusters. Gatling gun and rocket launcher? Oh boy, this might be overkill, but we'll find out. Ah! Well, we had a meteor impact. It's probably the first one this series, honestly. I've got the turrets off because I didn't want them to aggro the bad boys. But anyways, let's turn the builder repairs back on. Get that fixed up. Hopefully it's not any of the complicated blocks that I spent hours trying to choose. I think not. I think it's just those and then the slabs, so that's good. Oh, and the slopes. There we go, good as new. So now, I need to turn those back off for a second though to get the blueprint ready. Oh yeah, this little short guy is gonna be perfect. All right, and the builder repairs go back on. See how fast they build this, honestly, it's gonna be practically instantaneous. Okay, maybe I'm overselling it. It's still very fast though. Oh look, it's the new cockpit that we got for the newsletter. I don't think I've actually used it. It looks really cool, I just, as we can tell, I'm not a very good builder. Yeah, massive props to Tidier. I think this is gonna be a super awesome little ship there. We might give it a new paint job depending on how I'm feeling though. I need to give this thing a paint job though. That's a definite. A need. Ta-da! Okay. So yeah, let's disconnect it and get it onto our connector to start charging. Oh, it uses the old thrusters. I don't think I've used those in so long just because we've got the modded ones. If I'm going for a military ship, I use the warfare ones. If I'm going for any other ship, I use the sci-fi ones. Look at this little guy. He's delightful. Okay, we'll connect that. Oh, the batteries automatically went to recharge. That's nice. Okay. Well, assuming these magnetic plates are perfect, which they are. Looks like there's one on top and bottom as well to park. Yeah. So long as that can move any of the prototype blocks we find, we should be good. There it is. Honestly, it's so flat, I probably could have done a connector on the ground floor, but it's fine. It's plenty good. Well, okay. This ship is now fully functional, but it's still this bland, ugly white color with no accents or anything. So we are gonna take some time and give it some color. Also gonna go through and light it up. And yeah, I will get back with you once that's done. We'll take the final grand tour. Well, that's a massive fleet. Hopefully they are going for the Federation ship above me. Looks like they are. Hopefully they don't come attack me. Guess this is a good time to show you the paint job thus far. Nothing special, just some red lines. Did add a antenna on the back. Big radar dish, if you can't tell. I think it looks kind of nice. That is so many ships, holy cow. And they're so close, too. Why is the unknown signal traveling with them? Did one of them knock it or something? Anyways. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. I am proud to present the completed Proto Hunter Destroyer. As you can see, we've added some lights for illumination. Been able to do what's dark. I have a couple on the bottom, but most of the bottom is half slabs anyways. I did a indent and put a light there just so that when it does light up, we can see it. Nothing on the sides. Those are running stealthy, the guns are. But yeah, I have outdone myself. Oh, I was using that for lighting purposes, but I don't need it anymore. I've outdone myself on the interior, I think. So let me take you back to front. First off, our engine room. We've piped things up and included two of our experiments. I did these little tubes angled. If you don't look at them too closely, it looks like it's, you know, supplying power and stuff, which I think is cool. Got our hydrogen tanks, you know, everything you've seen in here already. But it is, oh, those didn't finish. What the heck? Large steel tubes. Please hold. There we go. I didn't notice because I had set them to that gray color. But yeah, now they're complete. So that's this room. You come into here. I'm actually going to close these just so you can really grasp it in its full glory. Oh, actually, I guess with the doors closed, it's still pretty white in here, but just add a few finishing touches. Replace that large conveyor with the 3 small ones. Just, you know, is a thing. Cool, cool. So now if we head into our main control panel, our panic room, and everything else in between, we've got building repairs. I gotta make sure not to tell you all the blocks we've had, because most of these blocks have been here for a while, but I did add a of the new cryo chambers there. And yeah, mostly it here. I painted these guys red, and I think these tunnels look really nice. I was trying to do some like alternating colors, and it just didn't look that good, so we've stuck with just red all the way. Our cargo container is gray though, so hopefully that adds some nice contrast. And as you can tell, these are with the lights off, so everything is very well lit. Last but not least, our railgun room. I was able to put some lights at the end of the barrel, which I'm pretty sure as soon as we fire, they're going to go away, but hey, it's pretty nice. It's all nice. So yeah, that's the interior. It's nice and fully functional. Last 2 things I need, or maybe it's even 3. I need gravity generator, because I'm tired of walking on walls, and shields, because we're gonna need shields if we're gonna survive. Put the gravity generator right there. We can shrink the width probably to 100. Yeah, don't really care to make it super, you know, exact on the measurements for the gravity generator, but it's fine for now. And then back here we just need our shield generator and table and stuff, so let's grab the controller table. Can't remember what's used for what, but I am pretty sure we'll need a table first, which we'll need to get 4 field, or 24 of these field emitters. We should have plenty of resources for it. Yeah, there we go. All right. Status, emitter failure. Oh, it's on station mode. Let's disconnect. Yeah, I guess let's take it for a little maiden voyage real quick. So disconnect, fly it up to here. I think we might even need to go away a little ways away. All right. Now back to this table. Let's see what it says now. Still emitter failure. Okay, so do we need the other shield part? Okay, I'll figure out the shields another time. At the moment, I just want to reconnect this bad boy. With it reconnected now, I'm gonna start basically queue up a bunch of ammo. Okay. Yeah, we should be good to queue up a bunch of these. Yeah, medium cargo. Oh. I put a big chunk into this cargo container and they instantly got eaten up. So we'll actually queue up a bunch there. But anyways, I've been recording for a long time now. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with our ship. Next episode, we will go and find some targets to make enemies of. We've got plenty of them out here, so I'm excited for that. If you have any comments or suggestions, feel free to leave them down below. And yeah, let me know what you think of our new ship. I'm pretty happy with it, but we'll see how it behaves in our first trial run. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day.